Hello everyone, it's Nootan Deep and welcome back to my channel. So today I thought let's talk with you. Also, I'm just going to tell you about the storytelling, and I'm gonna recite one story which I read in my phone's app. The app's name is English Stories, and there are lots of interesting stories in that app. So whenever I get time, I read those stories one by one, and it seems to be so much interesting when I read them. So I read a story, and I'm just going to tell you about that story in a short form, which will called storytelling. So I will let you know how to do this. Whenever you read a story, or I think let's take a story. I'm not talking about any other thing like movie or talking about nonsense or and crap. No. Right now I'm telling you about the story. When you read a story and you observe that story, and the picturization formation is being run in your mind, and it happens with each and every person, because whenever we think any sort of things, we start uh, having that imagination, the picturization in our mind, and our mind learns pictures so easily. So that's why I'm telling you to do this, like doing storytelling in a short form in your way, so that you could do your storytelling so effortlessly. Maybe you are making mistakes, it's okay. At least you are having that zeal, that interest to do so. And if you are having those like zeal, the interest, the enthusiasm to learn this language, also want to have a command over this language, then you must try this sort of things, like doing a storytelling, telling about anything that you earlier read, and then talk about that thing in your words, in your way, in a short form, okay, in a summary. So let's get started. I have read a story, and now I'm going to tell you about that story in a short form. And the story's name is A Tale of Foolish Gardener. Okay, so there's a big house nearby the borders of forest, and where a rich landlord lives there, and he has a lot of gardens there, and that's how he feels that I'm not being able to take care of the each plants every day and water to the each plants every day. So he appointed a gardener to do so, like watering the plants and taking care of the plants. He appointed a gardener. The landlord was so unkind and cruel. So whenever the gardener uh, approached him for a day off, he always dismissed him. He always would dismiss him, and while saying this, that when if you take a day off, who will take care the plants, and the plants start dry up. So I will not give you or grant you any sort of day off. You will not get any leave. Saying this, he dismissed all the time the gardener. Okay, so each and every moment the gardener think that sometimes I feel like taking rest, and I'm not having that much spare time. Also, there's a festival which is going to be held in his village, and he wanted to participate in that festivities. That's why he wanted a day off. Uh, but thinking about that, for as usual, he is going to dismiss the landlord is going to dismiss him, and he would not listen him, he would not grant a leave or a day off. So the whole night he was thinking about this, that how would I manage to go my village and participate in the festivities. And I just really want to go there anyhow, and what should I do right now? he kept on thinking this sort of things throughout the night. In the morning, he had an idea and a plan, and that plan was so much funny, also interesting. The plan was, he wanted to just approach to the monkeys who were living um in the across the border side of the forest. So he went there and he approached the leader of the monkey, telling him all his story, that my landlord is so much unkind and cruel, and he never ever give me a day off, and I wanted to go to my village festival, and I wanted to participate over there in that festivities. So please help me. While listening him, the leader of monkeys, he asked, uh, "In what way we can help you? Please tell me something in detail." Then the gardener said, "You have to do nothing big. You have to just water my all plants in the garden, and it's a matter of one day. You have to just you and your subjects have to just water the plants to my water the plants and just take care of that." Then he thought, okay, I'll do that, and my subjects will also help you, and you go your village and will take care of that, okay? And definitely you have to come on tomorrow on time. By saying this, the monkeys just vanished from there, and the next day the gardener went to his village, and now it comes to watering the plants. So there was a conversation was going on between the subjects of monkeys, that what should we do, like watering the plants, how will we decide how much water we need to pour into the plants. So we we couldn't ask this question to that gardener. So what should we do now? Then he uh, anyhow went to the leader of the monkey, and they approached the monkey and they asked how much water we should pour in the each plants. As the leader of the monkeys was just taking rest, as he listened this question, first of all he got irritated, and then he said, uh, "You have to do nothing, just take out the plants, just eradicate or uproot the plants from that pot, and you have to just measure the length of the roots, and that's how you have to the the measure will be exactly the same, and you have to water that plants in accordingly, like the according to the length of the roots, you have to water them in each plants." After listening them, they asked, the subjects of the monkeys asked, uh, "Can we apply this method? Will this work?" The leader of the monkeys, all of a sudden got more irritated and scolded him, saying this, "Yes, you have to do so." And after listening the leader words, they just started applauding uh, in the excitement. So then they went to their work. They watered the plants. Before watering the plants, they uprooted the plant from the pot. They somehow managed to water the plants, but in a haphazardly manner. They scattered all the plants, and the plants were starting drying up, and they thought, "Yes, we have done a great job." And then they uh, vanished from there. And the next day, when the landlord came to his place, his garden, thinking that let's take a stroll there and let's see let's see my plants over there. As he reached there, the landlord reached there, he saw the whole atmosphere, and he saw his all plants were drying up, were dying, uh, almost dying. Then he became so angry, and he was so furious that time, and he summoned the gardener, and then he asked, what have you done? And I have appointed you to water the plants, to take care of the plants, and uh, what have you done with my plants? After listening him, he was so much in a fear. The gardener was in so much fear and distraught also, and somehow he managed to say some words to the landlord, that and he narrated all the story to the landlord. After listening his story, he again started flying in the fury, and he was so much furious, and he was so much infuriated that time, and he just dismissed the gardener forever. And this is the whole story, and the moral is that you should not become so much foolish to make your work get done. You should not make yourself so much foolish. So this is the all story, and the story is anything. It can be anything, any sort of story. You have to just make your mouth to say something in English, and incessantly you have to say this, continuously you have to say this, while using some good words, some concrete words, that will be so great. But if you are not being able to do so, like you are not being able to use some concrete or heavy words, it's completely okay. You have to use only simple and so related words to that story. That's it. And that's how you have to manage yourself to speak out something in English. Maybe you are making mistakes, maybe you are somewhere feeling like you are getting stuck, and you are stumbling, as I was stumbling somewhere, as I was getting some pauses and trying to just coin the story that time. But somewhere I also was a little bit uh, feeling like I'm going blank, but I was not. So that's how you have to do. As I earlier mentioned you, that I am not a professional English tutor or teacher. I'm just sharing you my way of my way of perceiving the English language, understanding the English language in my way, and speaking accordingly. Okay. So the main thing is that you have to just twist your mouth to say something in English, and that is so much important here, and that matters. So you have to just feel like that yes, I can do so. Also just involve yourself in such sort of things, and you have to just incorporate such sort of stories while you are doing storytelling that interest you. Okay. And that will give you some results, the result of having a command over English language. So this will going to intensify your speaking skills. So this is all for today. Hope you like this video. Thank you.